Sometimes, when you choose a melee champion, you can find yourself in unfavorable matchups against a ranged opponent who can deal a lot of poke damage. In the early game, the ranged champion will always have an advantage, thanks to their auto attacks. At level 1, the ranged champion will be able to outtrade you because they will be able to get in free poke damage from their basic attacks before you engage them. So how do you win this matchup? In order to win this matchup, you will have to play it very patiently and avoid trading with your opponent until you can get a few levels. Generally, you will wait until around level 4 or 5 before you can start to trade efficiently against the enemy laner. Since gaining levels is the most important thing for you in this matchup, you may have to sit back and miss a little bit of farm. You want to avoid taking any unnecessary poke damage that you can, so don't be greedy and risk going for farm that would cost you damage. If you decide to put yourself at risk for farm too often, you will take too much poke damage to allow you to stay in lane. This will cause you to have to recall back to base early, and you will miss out on the much needed experience to win the matchup. Once the melee minions die and only the ranged minions are left, you will be left with a difficult position. If you decide to kill the ranged minions, you will be easily punished by your opponent. So make sure to not go for those minions and let your opponent push the wave to where you can farm them safely under your turret. Minion positioning is very important in this matchup as well. You don't want to push the wave and have the minions further away from the safety of your turret. Focus on only getting the last hits on the minions, and don't auto-attack the minions. You want to freeze the wave and let it come towards you and not overextend. Try your best to farm these minions under the safety of your turret or just right outside the range of your turret to avoid taking poke damage. Once you have a few levels and your abilities are able to deal lethal damage, you can look for opportunities to trade or all in. Since a ranged champion has the ability to kite you and get in extra free auto attacks, you only want to look for really big trades or opportunities to all in where you can really commit to killing your opponent. Before committing to a big trade, you want to look for the enemy being out of position. You want to fight the enemy when he is far from his turret, or fight him when he is close to your own, so if the fight turns bad, you can flash to the safety of your turret. You also want to take notice of when your opponent uses his skills and when they are on cooldown. If the opponent just used his damage ability to get minions, or used an escape ability recently, then you should look to go in for a trade. Escape abilities and damage spells will have a very long cooldown at early levels, and the enemy laner will not have them up in time to trade back with you. Another thing to look for are jungle ganks. If you are having a really bad time in your lane, you can sit back and farm safely until the jungler has arrived. If you are not able to win a 1v1, you can aim for a 1v2. It's fine to miss out on a little bit of CS so that you can play it safe and wait for somebody to help gank for you. Being a melee champion against a ranged champion in a solo lane can be a very difficult matchup. Just remember to play it safe and focus on gaining experience more than farm. Avoid taking all poke damage that you can and never push the minion wave. If worse comes to worse, you can always ask for ganks from your jungler to help you kill your opponent and win your lane.